What is up? It is Red, the Rideshare Ginger, coming right back at you with a little bit of a fun video, in my opinion, today. And it is going to be a comment response to, and I got my computer with me right here next to me, so I will be reading from that. But I'll try to upload the comments, at least a few screenshots, the best I can for you. Someone left me a 5-paragraph essay as a comment a few weeks back, and I told them it would be too much for me to type to respond. And I said I could try and get a video out to them in response to these comments. So if you take a look at my video, it is the "Don't drive for Uber, it's not the job for you" video. And you scroll down, there's a comment there. It's public, so you can find it. I'm not gonna say the guy's name, I'll blur that out. I don't feel like calling someone out specifically. I mean, you can find this. It's legitimately an essay on here. And it starts with, "I respect whatever your view is, but your point is pretty ridiculous." And if you remember this video, this is me telling people to stop bitching about driving for Uber if you're going to drive for it. Just drive, make your damn money. And he sent me a response. So I will try to tackle it point by point. There's literally 6 points. He numbers them for me, which is fine, or she. I don't know if it's he or she. And again, I don't have any issues with somebody doing this because I love the questions. I love the challenge. I love you coming at me with different views, different perspectives. And sometimes it changes my perspective and changes the way I view things. So let's talk. And I told him his points or her points were absolutely wrong. Basically 90% of them, I think, is what I said in the comment back, and then I'd give him a video. So first thing, I will kind of skim read, but I'll screenshot this for you. Basically talking about the 58 cents per mile deduction you get, and saying the average cost per mile is 54 cents to run a vehicle. So you're earning 61 cents and it costs 54 cents to run it, so you're not making any money. But the IRS this is an average and a statistical outlook on what it costs to run a vehicle, and that includes many industries, not rideshare specific. It covers lots of industries. And for me personally, I run one of the more expensive vehicles you can, and I think I have a full video on this where it tells you how much it costs, and I think after you include my payment, which I don't think you should include payment in some situations for the cost to run the vehicle, but for me, cost per mile to run my vehicle is 30 cents per mile, and I have a luxury vehicle that is a third-row passenger vehicle. It's going to be more expensive to run my vehicle than most vehicles out there for rideshare, so 30 cents, which means you are now earning 30 cents per mile to drive, plus $12.50 per hour while a passenger is in your vehicle. So it's not just the 30 cents, it's also that time. You can't forget the 21 cents per mile. And these are Chicago numbers. Every market's different, but this is, we can only talk on what I know and try to be specific. You can adjust these numbers for yours. And then he talks about here depreciation. And I don't think I've done a full video, or maybe I did mention a few videos. Depreciation is not an expense that you should consider when looking at this. It's not a true expense because it's more of an accounting tool to help numbers look better when you're reporting earnings and things like that. And when you actually go look at a cash flow statement, they add depreciation back in, and cash flow is what is most important to you as a business owner, is that cash flow statement. And that's how you can tell the financial health of a company better than their income statement. On an income statement, depreciation is an expense, but when you go to the cash flow, you add that depreciation back in as if it never existed. So it's not a true expense, it's just an accounting tool that is used. So depreciation is not important. Trust me, I can do a full video if someone asks for it on why it's not important, but it's just not important. And I'm trying to speed through this so this doesn't become a 20-minute video. Number 2, when drivers get lucky and do average $15 to $20 per hour, I think I've had 2 shifts that have been below $20 an hour. Like, that is just, that is not something that is common for me in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I don't know. These days, I'm earning $30 to $40 to $50 an hour, and yes, I got a higher end vehicle, but still, these real hourly wage for $15 an hour. And then he mentions depreciation again. Again, depreciation not important. And they said, last part, but ask yourself again, by putting 40K miles a year into a vehicle, will he or she save enough money to buy a new vehicle after 3 to 4 years working as an Uber or Lyft driver without the benefits and savings? Here's the thing, don't buy a brand new vehicle. whether at the beginning or at the end, you should be using a used vehicle and paying it off in 2 years max. 2 years, vehicle needs to be paid off. And then you can get another vehicle even after that 2 years. Always pay it off in 2 years. Make bigger payments so you're not going crazy, and don't get a super expensive vehicle. Like, I paid $22,000 for mine, and I think that's toward the top end of what you should pay. And that's because I was getting XL and Select. There was a reason for it, and I also wanted the vehicle. But if you can get a vehicle for $10,000 to $15,000, that's a much better option, or even $6,000, just something to get around in and that looks nice. So buying a new vehicle, you should be able to if you're doing this right. Number 3, independent contractors. How can you refer to independent drivers as independent contractors? Well, we meet two big criteria of it, and we get to make our own hours, and we get to pick our own rides. If we were employees, Uber could set our hours, and they could set exactly what rides we take, and we'd have zero choice. We get to pick and choose what ride we're taking, and we can set destination filters. We got a lot of options, and I can work whatever hours I want. And he also says you can't kick passengers out. You can easily kick a passenger. I've done it. I've kicked a passenger out of my vehicle, so I don't know what he's talking about. You have the options to do whatever the heck you want. It's your vehicle, it's your time, it's your money. And then he mentions tax in here. Tax, depreciation, wear and tear on the vehicle. Tax is so minimal. If you have a good account, you're not really paying much in tax. You pay a lot less in tax than if I was a W-2 employee. So get a good account. 4, I say driving's easy. And he says it's really that simple. Yes, you hop in the car, you sit in your butt, you press the gas pedal, you turn a wheel. Super easy. If you can't drive easily, then you shouldn't be doing this job. And he talks about medical benefits. I pay $28 a month for my health insurance. And yes, I have a higher deductible plan, but even if I went lower, it wouldn't be that bad. $28 a month. Because we're independent contractors and we're not paying shit in taxes, you write down your adjusted gross to pretty low. Jesus. And then he talks about disability, and I think a lot of people misunderstand disability. I used to work for an insurance company, so I got a better understanding of it. And if you wanted a short-term disability policy, which is what you truly want, because he's talking about getting sick or having short-term injuries, getting into an accident, things like that, then you want to look at a short-term disability policy, which probably will cost you about $40 to $50 per month. So you could go that route too. I don't have that. I should have it. All of us should have it. Short-term disability, go get it. He's thinking long-term disability policies, which you could get one of those too, but go short-term. Accepting financial risk, future credit risk, health risk, safety. Yes, it can be a dangerous job, but there's a lot of dangerous jobs out there. So I don't really want to say that. Oh shoot, I think I skipped a point, or I skipped number 5. Risk. Oh, this is where he talks about being sick. Yes, there's risk, just like any other independent contractor. All independent contractors are accepting the risk that they might not be able to go into work that day and make the money that they need to do or whatever it is, but you're accepting that risk for the flexibility of the job and the uncapped earning potential. Yes, there's some sort of cap, but it's pretty uncapped in this industry. And then number 6, he talks about drivers being exploited. We're not being exploited. Talks about drivers not making money. Or no, Uber and Lyft not making money. Uber and Lyft not making money. He talks about Uber and Lyft. What was it? Also, your point, Uber and Lyft is not relying on making money on transportation. I talked about how it's going to make money off data, not the transportation side. And he's saying that they are making all kinds of money while they rent out a car for $200 a week. They're not profitable. They just lost $1 billion or whatever it was this last quarter. They're not profitable. They're not making money. So no, that's not a great point. And he said the only reason people would drive is they're not mathematically intelligent and they don't have a perception of risk/long-term costs, or they're too desperate and need to earn money now and willing to accept any risk or long-term damage for the earning today. I'm earning more money in this job than I would in any other job with the flexibility I have. Straightforward, super simple. But before this gets to 10 minutes, I'm going to cut it short there. I could expand on some of these points if you want me to, but like, comment, share, links in the description for all kinds of shit. I'm going to be on Trent's channel coming soon, so check me out on Uber Tracks. Good video on there. Thanks, guys.